I love challenges, man. And if I see an opportunity to try something new, I'm gonna do it.
After that, so how do you stop from going back to that point?
The reason you should be in a Hall of Fame is because you've done way more than the coaches is already in Hall of Fame. Luke Rockhold, Eddie Alvarez, Bellator world champion, beat him.
But for you to have that mental fortitude to overcome that, man, and then go through what you went through after that.
Yeah. I ain't had no bridge. All
right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Blueprints Podcast. We have another entrepreneur today with us.
Yes, sir.
Very special guest. Probably the quickest hands I've ever seen, ever. Mr. JT.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Owner
good.
And operator of Technique Boxing Gym.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Thank you for taking the time to share some wisdoms and some knowledge with the viewing public here.
Man, I appreciate the invite, man. Appreciate the invite.
We're going to talk a little bit about your background, your upbringing.
Yeah.
Your 20s, your 30s, early JT. How
It's a wild man.
them hands and speed came about. And then talk a little bit about family life.
Say less.
And then what the future holds for Technique and for JT.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Let's do it.
Let's get into it, man. So early life, what was that for JT? Where were you born? What was your upbringing like?
Army brat. I was born in Fort Benning, Georgia. I had a perfect life, I want to say, and I lost it all. So when I say that, the perfect life, my dad was in the military, and my mom she's an entrepreneur. She owned her own beauty salon. She taught at school, and she did her own thing. So we watched her mainly because my dad was gone most of the time because of the military. So being with my mom, watching her run her own business, being in and out of the salon, watching her how she move, and making sure we take care of stuff at home. Me and my sister got a grip of how things going to go in our future, or how we wanted things to go in our future. And I realized that my dad was he's not necessarily the breadwinner, but he was the one that made sure we was completely good, and my mom was there to take care of us in the physical and make sure we was good.
Yeah, because he was out all the time.
He was always gone, yeah.
Jeez, man.
So,
that's wild. What branch of the military was he in?
Army.
Okay.
Army, yep. Yeah, he spent a lot of time in Germany and overseas.
And did you guys get to travel with him at all?
I'm going to say, like, maybe when I was 2 years old, I was in Germany a little bit, but I don't remember none of that. I don't remember. I was 2.
And you said, what part of Georgia was this in that you grew up?
Fort Benning. Fort Benning in Columbus, Georgia. They're basically Mineola and Claremont.
Okay.
Same exact thing.
Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And how was JT's school? How was he in school? What kind of student was he? What kind of...
I was not a class clown. But I was like one of those kids that fit in with everybody. Me being in school, I can talk to anybody. I never had beef with nobody. Like, my high school years was here in Florida. High school, you had your jocks, you had your rednecks, you had your Chicanos, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had their own little group, but I was a part of each and every single group. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, and me in elementary, I was bossy. I was very bossy. I remember that on the playground, especially the monkey bars. I'm like, listen, you had to bring a certain rock to get on my monkey bars. If you didn't bring a rock,
what?
You couldn't get on my monkey bars. I couldn't fight with a lick, which is funny. I could not fight at all. But I had that chihuahua mouth, you know what I'm saying? So when me having that chihuahua mouth, man, a lot of people thought I could throw hands or I was aggressive. But
they got intimidated. Just by the tonality and the confidence,
exactly.
Right?
So while we was in Columbus, Georgia, my dad gambled at the house, and my mom was using so many different types of drugs that we lost the house, mainly because of my dad, the gambling, lost the deed.
So you were in Georgia up until you were how old?
12, 13.
And then you moved down here.
I moved to South Girard in Phoenix City, Alabama.
Oh, first. Oh, okay. I missed that. Okay.
Yeah. And then when I was in 8th grade, finished this summertime, I go stay the night at my friend Leon's house. And my sister go stay the night at her friend Vanessa's house. And that same night, there was a drug bust in my house in Phoenix City. That drug bust took my mom, and my dad happened to be there. I don't know, which is strange that he was there because he was never there. He just happened to be there at the time that the drug bust happened. So they took everybody in the house to jail.
Whoa.
So we didn't know nothing. We're staying at our friend's house. So the next day we go back home, obviously. And then I just remember there was a brown Ford Taurus. And it was just in the parking lot, you know what I'm saying? Because we lived, the house it was bad. The house was raggedy.
Whoa, that's impactful, man.
Yeah, we got picked up by that Ford, and they took us to some center, and we're sitting in the center, and we're just waiting. I remember it was cold, man. And then next thing you know, we're in the foster home. Yeah, went straight to the foster home. It was like, your parents are never getting out. or they're not getting out for 10, 15 years, or that's all they was really breaking it down to us. And we're gonna put you guys in a foster home. I see it like it's a negative, but I don't look at it as a negative because I learned a lot being in that foster home. The foster home was amazing. The system was crazy because it was like Monday through Saturday we had something going on. Monday was like a special type of night. Tuesday, Wednesday was a special type of night. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday was like a fun night. Sunday was like relaxed, chill. They kept us busy. But when we wasn't busy, we was like playing around in the house. It was maybe 6 to 10 kids in the house. So I had a good time in foster home until they was getting ready to like, when I started seeing people coming in and out. And I see new people, new kids come in. I'm like, oh, there's a new kid coming in. And you know what I'm saying? It was almost like we were looking to see who this kid is. And then the way they would do it at nighttime was have the females on one side and have the males on one side because the new girls that came in was molested.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but just talking to the kids and like understanding where they're coming from and telling them about me and stuff like that. And I just remember when my uncle came from Florida to pick us up from the foster home. We moved down here and I was just driving. I'm just looking at the window. I'm like, it got to be a way to help them kids because they can't leave like I'm leaving. They don't have family like I have family. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, that sucks. I felt bad for them because luckily our family from here came and got us because that's the reason we're here in Florida. And we never left.
Wow, man, that's crazy, man. I'm sure that taught you a lot about a lot of things that you probably didn't even know. Because that's one thing that kind of intrigued me about you. Like, yo, you just seem so chill, man. And then when I went to your gym and I saw some videos of you like fighting, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, that's not the JT that I know. That's a dog, man. Yeah, that's a pit bull. That's a rock. I don't even know. It was a whole different thing, man.
Yeah, in a fight, I'm different. You know, so I have a different perspective of life when I go into a fight.
You were still in 8th grade when you moved down here? Like, how long were you in the system for?
The whole summer. I was there. Yeah. As soon as the 8th grade ended, that's when the drug bust happened, which is like perfect prime time. The summertime I spent in the foster home. Okay. And then right before school started from 9th grade, that's when my uncle came and got me and brought me here.
So now you're in what part of Florida?
So now I'm in Winter Garden.
Okay.
All of our stuff got put into a storage. So I lost all my stuff. So I had no clothes. I had only the 2-3 pairs of clothes that I had in the foster home. So I moved here, and obviously my cousins, I'm small, I'm short. My cousins all are huge, you know what I'm saying? They tall, and my uncle was like, man, we ain't got no clothes for you. You can wear your cousin's clothes. And I'm like, I can't wear his clothes. I'm like an extra small, you know what I'm saying? He's like a large. So he's like, that's all we got. He said, I can provide you a house, food, and you take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You just make sure you do your part. Say less.
So it was a whole different lifestyle than what you were used to growing up.
Oh man, night and day, bro. Listen, my mom was like a kingpin up in Alabama. She was selling it and using it.
Oh
yeah,
man.
So we had bread.
So
money was
an issue. Bread. You had
I watched
a lot of things that you wanted and needed.
Man, I got to see my mom cook, not cook, but cook. I got to see her cook. I got to see how she operated the business there. You know what I'm saying? I got to watch her just be an entrepreneur. And even though she was a user, she didn't abuse it. She realized that she can make money off of it by being a sampler, a taster.
Yeah, of course.
So she tasted her own stuff and she made sure it was the way that she needed it to be so she can produce it. So we had drug dealers out the yin yang at the house. So me thinking for myself, I learned how to cook. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. Not that, you know what I'm saying, cooking, but I learned how to cook my own food and around the stuff that she was cooking.
At what age did you realize what type of work she did?
Already. I knew my mom smoked weed, marijuana.
Yeah.
And because the scent was different from a cigarette.
Yeah.
But I didn't know exactly what it was. I didn't know if it was a plant. I don't know. I just know it was a drug. And then my sister started smoking cigarettes. And I can't stand smoke. Now my dad smoked, my mom smoked, my sister smoked, my brother, my god brother, he smokes. I can't stand smoke at all.
You never dabbled in it?
Never dabbled in it because I cannot stand smoke, bro.
So now you're in Florida. You're what, probably 14?
14, yeah.
14? Freshman in high school. What high school did you go to?
West Orange High School. Yeah.
And what was high school JT like?
It was easy. I was easy. Summertime when I finally got out of the foster home, my cousin was on the varsity team at the West Orange. And he told the coach about me. He said, yo, I got this, my cousin's coming. And he's really good at basketball. So he said, bring him to practice. So the summertime. So I go practice with the varsity team. I'm schooling these cats. like easy work. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, we're gonna put him on. So I played varsity for the summertime. And then ninth grade tryouts came when actually school started. And everybody knew about me. But yeah, high school, I was super popular, man. I moved to Mississippi during my ninth grade year. You know what I'm saying? So my mom and dad got out of jail.
Okay.
While I'm in ninth grade.
Uh-huh.
Drove down to Florida. Took me and my sister out of school. We didn't know it. Where I'm in class and they're like, you just got unenrolled. What? Your mom and dad is here. So they took me out of school, moved me to Mississippi Sunflower in the middle of the sticks. Nowhere. I stayed there for 4 months, went to 3 different high schools.
Talk about pivoting and no stability and so your world got turned upside down like multiple times.
Yeah, man. I had everything in Georgia, lost everything in Georgia, had everything here in Florida, and I was getting situated again. And they took it away from me again. And then I was fed up at that point.
So you're what, 14? How, man, that's wild. Mentally, like, how are you handling this, man? Because
whatever was given to me, I was working with it. I had no choice.
It doesn't sound like you can't really do much.
Yeah, I had no choice. Now I can say that Chattahoochee River, this was one of the darkest moments of my life where I had choking up now. I walked to the bridge and I almost jumped off the bridge. Yeah. I was fed up.
And you were 14?
I was 12. And all the stuff that I went through, man, from my mom, my dad, and I just walked the bridge. And I was looking at the bridge and there was nothing but rocks at the bottom of it. And I was like,
wow, dude, you give me chills, man.
Yeah.
But jeez, that's crazy. At that age, I didn't know what suicide was.
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was either. I just didn't want to be here. That was one of my darkest moments of my life.
How did you overcome that? Like, how did you not make the decision to do it?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
What did you say to yourself? What was your thought process that possessed you to come back? And I was like, you know what? No.
So Phoenix City and Columbus, the only thing that separated two was a bridge. So Phoenix City, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia. And what I would do was, I'm living in a crack house in Alabama, but we still have our house. The only problem with our house, they took the house, but we still got access to it. Legally.
Not legally, yeah. But
so there's no electricity, there's no water. So what I would do, I would walk and steal a bike. Not every night, but I would just walk into a neighborhood and I see a bike that's available. I would steal it and I would ride my bike all the way to my house in Columbus, Georgia. I would ride and I would sleep in my room because I know how to get in my window. And I would go to my neighbor's house with a bucket of water. I would fill up the water so I can actually pour the sink, not a sink, but a toilet, so I can use the bathroom. I would take like sink baths with the water.
Yeah.
And then my mom, she'd be looking for me. And she'd call like Mr. Rob or Leon them. She'd be like, yeah, James over here. I'm far, but I would ride.
About like at least, 35 plus miles?
Yeah. I'm riding my bike on the Riverwalk all the way around, all the way till I get to my neighborhood. Yeah, I would do that probably once a week, just to sleep in my room. And when my mom found out I was there, she'd come and get me. Or Mr. Rob would take me back. And they'll know I'm there too, because I had a little lighter. I would light like a candle.
Yeah.
And then you could just see the glare in my room.
Wow, dude, that's a lot for a 12-year-old to process, dude.
That's why sometimes when I would go back, if I didn't have a ride back or whatnot, I would go back and then it was just me every day walking that bridge. And one time I had to dump the bike because there was some people they know I stole their bike. So I dumped the bike and I had to walk. And that's when I was just walking on the bridge. I'm just looking down like, I might want to disconnect right now.
So that thought just popped into your head?
It just popped in my head because I just looked at it. I'm like, do I really want to be here? I'm like, I didn't want to be here. So
that's a wild thought to have at that age, not being exposed to it, not knowing about it. And then all of a sudden that dark thought just comes to your head like, you know what?
Why?
I could just end it right now.
Because I always had this thought in my head that I was like, I'm just going to restart.
Yeah.
That was like a little that I've always had. I still have it where it's if I die, I'm just going to restart.
Yeah. Like you're in a video game.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. 3 more credits.
Yeah.
I was out to the point where it's like, I'm not going to be missed.
Shit, so what's the purpose? But luckily you didn't do it, man.
Yeah. Like I kept going and then, a week later, drug bust.
Sheesh. So how did you prevent from you going back to that place at that bridge? Because you were at that bridge before some of this stuff happened.
Yeah.
So you experienced certain things by the time you were 12.
Yeah.
But that drug bust didn't happen until after that. So how do you stop from going back to that point?
It's more so like, why do I do it? Like, why do it's hard to explain. To go back to that point, it's like a fear. I want to say more because I know I'm here for a reason. At that time, too, still at that time, I'm like, this can't be life. Because I know I got friends and they live a perfect life. But I'm like, this can't be it because I've had a perfect life. And now I just have some hardship that I don't know how to manage. Maybe I was up for it. Maybe I was up because I can't really answer the question because I like challenges. I love challenges.
Yeah.
And that was the easy way out.
Yeah. But for you to have that mental fortitude to overcome that, man, and then go through what you went through after that, and then not visit that dark place again.
Yeah, probably because I ain't lived there no more. I ain't had no bridge.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. That's crazy. Obviously, this is the first time we're having this kind of extended conversation. We touch based on things, but I had no idea that you had ever gone through that.
That's why when I talk to my students, man, I'm telling them, I'm
that's
like,
wild.
You know what you got going on? I put them in my office. What you got going on? And they tell me, I'm like, stop.
Yeah, you'd be good, man. Yeah, it's crazy because whenever you think that you're going through so much, there's always somebody out there that has it a lot worse.
And they don't realize it.
And they don't.
Yeah. Because
that's never been their reality, so they don't know how to, like, navigate it and go through it.
Yeah.
But once you go through it, then you can, like you're doing now, you can advise and be, all right, this is what I did and how I didn't go back to that. So now, after that, you start working. Where are you working at?
At the time, I was working at AMC Theaters.
I think you told me a little bit about that.
Best job I ever had because of the fact that all my friends was there, the movies, the free food, the girls, and then West Oaks Mall was popping back in the day.
Oh, you were in the AMC in West Oaks?
Yes. Remember when we had the front concession and the back concession working? Live. The West Oaks Mall was the place to be. Friday, Saturday, it was lit. So
really?
That was the best job I ever had, man.
So this was what year?
This was 99 to 2000.
But anyway, so now we're out of high school?
So
what did you do your senior year, actually?
Okay, so my senior year, I got kicked out. And all that stuff went around, and then I called my dad, and my dad is obviously out already, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, look, I just need one thing from you. He said, what you need? I said, I just need you to get me an apartment. I can't afford no apartment for you. I said, I made you to afford the apartment for me. I got my own money. You know what I'm saying? He said, you get no money. Yeah, I met up with him. I was like, you got no money? I pulled out of water, like had $4,000 in my pocket. He's selling drugs, boy. I was like, selling no dang on drugs. I said, I work, Dad. I do work. Like, I had a job for a long time. I worked. And I was, like, working my butt out because I didn't make the team. So,
what I can do with your free time?
I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? So I was hustling. So I went to school half day. I went to 2 periods. And then the second, when lunchtime was it, I went to work. And that's all I did. I worked.
Oh, so you had enough credits to graduate even go?
Yeah, because I went to summer school every year. I went to summer school 9th grade, I went to summer school 10th grade, I went to summer school 11th grade. I didn't have to go to summer school. I just didn't have nothing to do in the summer. And my coach, I was playing summer ball. So my coach was like, just come to summer school. Makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm already there.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, so I would get out of class and just go practice.
Oh, that was low-key a smart move then.
Yeah, I couldn't get it by myself. But my dad got it. When I turned 18 in November of that school year. So when I turned 18, I could just check myself out whenever I want to check myself out. But I'm only there a half day anyway. Yeah, so I had way more credits than everybody else. I was like, I didn't have to go to school. I didn't. I had electives.
What?
Yeah, I was chilling, bro.
So why did you go to school?
They'll come out and hanging out.
Just to hang out for a little bit?
Yeah, it was mainly it.
Jeez. So after high school's over, did you go to college?
I went to IADT, International Academy of Design and Technology. It was crazy. I wish I would have never went to that dang old school. Because I'm at my boy Lugo's house. My boy Lugo, my best friend that lives in California now. I'm at his house, I'm watching TV, and I see this thing. Don't you want to become an engineer? Don't you want to become a graphic designer? And at the time, I was doing blackplanet.com, yente.com. I'm on all these websites, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning how to do HTML, you know what I'm saying? I called them up. They got me locked in. I got approved for college tuition. Man, that job was like $80,000. I was like, dang! I got approved, whatever. So I started going to school. I got 3/4 of the way done. I got like certificates and everything. And 3/4 of the way done and quit.
What?
Bro.
So far and you quit? You got to tell us the reason, man. Cause
I had a baby.
That's a pretty valid reason.
I had my son. Yep. And I was still BSing before him. still wilding. But when I met his mom, I started realizing that I was like, dang, now she got pregnant. She got pregnant fast too. It's like,
How old are you?
20, yeah. She got pregnant so dang on quick, bro. I was like, dang, girl, you fertile. Jeez. I'm 20. She's 17, getting ready to turn 18. Yep. And her dad was like, they found out because we kept it hidden. Her mom found her prenatal pills. And she was like, my dad said we're moving to Massachusetts. I'm like, what? She was like, yeah. I said, look, I can go get another job. I can provide for you. I can take care of you. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I got no choice. So I'm like, dang, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm calling my dad and I'm crying on the phone. I'm going to lose my son. You know what I'm saying? And he's relaxed, man. It's going to be all right. Man, I'm like, nah, you ain't giving me the answer that I need. So I'm like, April 1st, you turn 18. April 4th, we got married. I took it to the courthouse.
So this was before the school year was over?
Yep, I took it to the courthouse and married her. Yep, and then we took the paper to her dad. It was almost like, here you go. And he was like, what the? So yeah, go get your stuff. She's staying with me now.
Yo, that's a chess move.
Bro, I was ready for him though. It was so weird. He came into the room with some gray sweatpants on a hard on, bro. I'm like, why this dude got a hard on? You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, he was like, what's this all? What's all this? What do you call it? Puerto Rican? He's what's this all about? Like, he this paper was like a warrant. You know what I'm saying? Then you go take that. You served. And he was pissed.
I would imagine.
I said, you're not taking my child.
Puerto Rican, old school.
He was a little racist too.
I would imagine. Like any good old Puerto Rican back then was.
Yeah, he's a little racist, bro. I was like, nah, I said, ain't nothing you can do about it now. I said, we legally married.
Yeah, and legitimately, you can do anything. Mm-hmm. She was already 18.
She's 18.
You got married.
Got married, yep, had the paper and everything done. Finished. And it wasn't no 3-day stuff that you gotta do nowadays. Yeah, so we got married and he kicked her out, which is fine. That's what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? He'll grab this stuff. I got my own apartment. And then I started working. I started working 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs. I was working at Aaron's Furniture, and I was working at Domino's Pizza. You know what I'm saying? I was working my butt off at the time, working all day, then working night shift, working all day, working night shift, working all day, working night shift. Grinding, bro. I became a man at that point. I realized I wanted to provide a beautiful life for my son.
Yeah.
So that playtime was over for me. It was just grind.
Gee. And it's crazy how, again, you back to kind of like your personality, the type of person you are. You always manage to stay like upbeat in these situations. Is it because you have no time to be distracted, or no time to dwell, or is it just because that's how you are?
Yeah, because I find myself keep putting myself, like, not necessarily digging deeper into a hole, but because I always like, you know how you say you dig yourself into a hole, but you don't ever make like indents into the hole, like on the walls. And I picture me putting these little marks in the hole, in the walls. Instead of a smooth wall, I literally picture this stuff. Like, I'm digging myself. Yeah, I'm digging. I'm also putting little little holes so I can climb the hell out.
Climb out, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as I'm doing this thing, oh yes, I'm going deeper into this hole. Yes. I'm trying to go to China at this point, you know what I'm saying? But at any moment, I can climb out. That's how I look at it, yeah.
Because it's like you always have a plan. So then what comes next? You have your boy, you move out, you married.
And I started living life, man. I started not necessarily living life, but I started living life for him. I started working, man. I put her through school. Because they say we was going to be on welfare and all this other stuff. I'm like, yo, I've never been on welfare my damn life. I'm not going to start today. Yeah. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. If I got to work 4 or 5 jobs, I'm going to work 4 or 5 jobs. And then I move over to Texas Avenue, right there from Americana. So, yeah, so I'm over there. And my girl moves in with me completely. Well, at this time, she's moved in with me at that point. And
so this is like what, early 2000s?
This is like 2004 or 5.
Okay.
I think it's 2004 because that's when I started boxing a little bit. So.
So prior to this, you never boxed?
Never boxed.
So you were 21, 20?
When I started boxing, I was like 23.
What? I'm telling you, if y'all haven't seen this man's hands, it's Google him. Yeah. YouTube, he's got videos on YouTube. He's got videos on Instagram.
And I think I was dabbling in it at the time. I wasn't really serious about it, but yeah, I think I was 23, and I committed at 24.
So you like what's this guy's name? Wilder? No, Wilder started.
Yeah, he did start. Yeah,
he started after his daughter was born.
Yeah,
that's the story.
Different purpose, man.
Yeah.
Kids change the whole direction.
But okay, you're in Oak Ridge, Texas Ave.
So I was finished with school, and I'm working at Aaron's Furniture. I got my cousin a job with me, my cousin Raph, and he moving furniture and stuff like that with me and stuff. We doing our thing. We had a good time. And then he left and he went to Universal Engineering Science. So UES is a company that they do testing of soil for construction sites and stuff like that. So he's leaving, he's gone. His boy hooked him up with that job. And I would call him. I'm like, "Cuz, what you doing?" "Man, I'm asleep, man." "You working?" "Yeah, I'm sitting in the truck, man." I'm like, "What do you do?" So he explained it to me what he do. He be like, "Man, I want to say about 80% of the time I'm doing nothing." And I'm like, "How much you making?" He told me how much you making. I'm like, "Dang." I'm like, "What?"
Where do I sign up?
Yeah, I'm like, "You got to get me in. You got to get me in." He's like, "You got to get some certs." And I'm like, for my school, I had some certs. So I'm like, I showed him what I had, you know what I'm saying? He was like, "Okay, we already got a few certs already, so we can put you through classes and stuff like that to get you even more certs." So I signed on. I left that job. And started doing engineering. And when I started doing engineering, I got really good at it. Then me and the boss, I'm like my mom. I don't like person that try to boss me around.
You don't have to be micromanaged.
Even managed, period. I just don't like it. I don't like nobody telling me what to do.
Yeah, man, don't let your wife hear that, bro.
Nah, yeah, she another one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she be trying to tell me, I'm like, "Hey, I hate your employee." You know what I'm saying? That. She gonna probably laugh at this part, but no, I just don't like it, bro. I see it like, talk to me like regular. Because if you try to talk down on me, I'm gonna talk down on you. And then we'll have an issue. Because you're not gonna look like I'm beneath you. So I left that job. Me and the boss got into it badly. He cussed me out. I cussed him right out. I said, "I don't know who you talking to, bro." I said, "My mom and dad don't even talk to me like that. You ask your mind." I said, "Look, how about I just come to the office and you talk man to man, face to face?" And at this point, I'm already fighting.
Oh.
And they know I'm fighting. You know what I'm saying? So they like, "No, Jay, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Bring the truck in." You know what I'm saying? I said, "I'll bring the truck. How about this? I'm going to get a ride from here. You come pick up your own truck." And I got my boy, and I left the truck on the job site. Yeah, and then I left, and then my own boy was like, "Call PSI." So I called PSI, and they hired me on the spot. Boom. So I got in, and it was cool, man. It was like the perfect company to work for. Man, I stayed there for 7 years, bro. While I was doing my fighting and stuff like that, I was with them for a long time. And the boss, which is at the time now, he's the owner of Tierra Engineering. He was working at PSI, and they called me one day. I'm almost home. The office is in 33rd Street.
Awesome.
Right?
Some distance.
Yeah. So, "Can you go pick up Jeff's keys?" "What did you say?" "Go pick up his keys." "Yeah. Can you go pick up his keys?" "Where?" "At the airport." "Man, I'm in Claremont. I'm already going home." "Yeah, but he said, can you pick up his keys?" I'm saying, "Tell Jeff go get his own keys. I'm not going to pick up his keys."
Why can't Jeff pick up the keys?
Because he left his car. It was his car keys. So he had no car.
Oh.
I'm like, "Listen, I don't know."
That sounds like a Jeff problem.
I said, "Listen, I'm almost home. I'm not going to go past the office to go to the airport, to come back to the office, to come back to Claremont." So next day, I go to my project. It's the airport. I get the call. "Can you pick up Jeff's keys?" "You telling me Jeff didn't pick up his keys?" "No. He took a truck home." "All right, cool, whatever. I'm right next to I'm in the office.
Yeah.
Y'all got Jeff's keys?" They gave me Jeff's keys. Jeff is there with the owner of PSI, the VP of PSI. Somebody just sitting at, it's like a draft board that we have meetings at, and they're all sitting there. And I walk up. I'm going to the office, and I walk into it. And I say, "Yo, Jeff, looking for these?" And then he just looked, he was like, and I slid him across to him. I said, "How we going?" And he's like, "You know what, JT?" I thought he was for the fireman right there. Because I walked around, he's like, "You know what, JT?" I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "If I can kick your ass, I would definitely try." That's what he told me. He said, "If I can kick your ass, I would definitely try." I said, "We got a lot of space in here. You can try." He's like, "I like you, JT." I said, "I like you too, Jeff." And left.
What an interaction.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I just don't tolerate no bullshit. Nobody. I just.
Yeah, you just gotta call it out, man. Listen, man. So is your wife conversational?
Right now? The one that I'm with right now?
Yes.
I thought you were my ex. She is very confrontational.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's
she's
the
like me.
opposite of mine.
She high end.
Nah. See, that's the opposite of mine. Mine is, something happens, now I'm the conversational one.
Yeah.
She's gone. I turn around and she got the stroller, she got the kid.
You're on your own.
She out. And I'm calling somebody out on something that's going on. And Nope.
He was-
She's like behind a wall or something, like just kind of peeking
She
out.
don't want no issues.
She don't want no smoke.
Yeah.
Now if that's the kids.
Oh, it's a different ballgame. Of course.
That-
Mother instinct.
So where did you? I know you say you started boxing around this time. So where were you finding the time to work, to box, and to spend time with your kids?
When I started, I was doing the engineering thing at the time.
Okay.
That's when I'm doing the engineering, and it was like some jobs was like 7. If it's raining, I get out whenever it starts raining.
Okay.
So it's easy for me to do like training and stuff like that. But most of the time, the projects end at 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So it's relatively early in the day.
Yeah, and I didn't need to work 2 jobs at this point because of the amount of money that I was making now. As soon as I get out of work, I just go train. And boxing came from slap boxing in the basketball court. So the kid that I was slap boxing was a 2-time state champion. I didn't know it. And he didn't know nothing about me, but he was one of the kids, like 16-year-old kid. And I'm doing them, working them. And he thought I boxed before. I'm like, no, I never boxed. I'm not really a fighter. I just talk trash.
The Chihuahua.
Yeah, but I'm competitive. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So we play fighting. I can work with you. You fighting for real, I ain't gonna fight you. So I'm just gonna talk shit. But he introduced me to his dad. And his dad was a world champion trainer. Like 3 different women that he trained before.
What?
And he asked me, do you really want to do this? I'm like, so I got nothing but time. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to fight. It ain't for me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I like challenges. I love challenges, man. And if I see an opportunity to try something new, I'm gonna do it. And basically told me like straight up, 7 days a week or nothing. I said, well, work. He was, yeah, but it's a
Now
commitment.
figure it out.
It's a commitment thing, man. This is not a slow process because it's gonna be a fast process because of the fact of my age. I'm starting late. And he was basically like, Kike told me that you're really good at it, you know what I'm saying? You're good at fighting and stuff like that. I'm like, not really. I said, I'm not. I'm very competitive. And he's like, where's your left-handed or right-handed? I said, I'm a lefty. He said, you're a southpaw. I said, no, I'm a lefty. He said, you southpaw? I said, nah. I said, I'm like, what's wrong with your dad, bro? I'm like,
He's understanding.
yeah, I'm lefty. I'm lefty. Yeah, lefties are southpaw. Southpaws are lefty. Oh, got you. Makes
That's what
sense.
you meant.
So he started teaching me, man. Teaching me the fundamentals. He's old school, slow, steady. We worked out at tennis ball court, racquetball courts. I worked out in small apartment complexes. I never had a gym. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere I could train, I trained. I ran home or I ran to his house. He'd come to my apartment. We'd train in my apartment. And running every single day. Some days I would get up before I go to work and run. And then he took me to my first sparring session.
Wait, so what was the goal with the boxing when you started?
I am no goal. I'm just doing it.
You just wanted to learn?
I just want to learn.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you had no aspirations to ever actually physically get in the ring, and
Nope.
it was just
None.
this is something new.
Something
I
new.
like it. You
It's
see some
fun.
potential. Let's do it. Let's rock
I'm
with it.
gonna take you sparring. I didn't know what sparring was. I was like, all right, let's go. I get to this gym on Ivy Lane, Harris
Ooh.
Boxing Gym. I walk in and I see dreadlocks and gold teeth. I'm like, what we doing? He said, you gonna fight one of these guys. What? And I'm like, all right. I said, which one? This dude was huge. I'm looking at him, I'm like, I'm sparring him? This dude got a mouthful of gold teeth. And I'm like, he looks so familiar. Like, I just didn't know where I've seen him from. I'm like, why does he look so familiar? Whatever. I get in the ring, and we're just sparring. First round goes by, and I'm breathing heavy. Second round starts. It lasted maybe a minute in the second round, and I'm on my knees, hyperventilating. Like, just losing complete control. And then the other coach was like, man, get him out the ring, man, get him out the ring. So I get out the ring, and I go outside, because I'm just hyperventilating bad. And I walk outside, and I got my back up against the wall, knelt down, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Literally, that's what I kept telling myself. I'm not doing this. It's crazy. Who the hell do this for a living? Who do this for fun? Like,
This is it for me.
get punched in my face like that? No, wait, bro, there's no way I want to do this. So obviously I know I let my coach down. So I feel bad. So I'm jumping around there. I jump in the car, and I'm driving. He's next to me. He's just looking at me, like, smiling. So I'm like, I got my ass whooped. What you smiling about? I'm literally like, I don't know, what you smiling? He's like, pull over. So I pull over. He's, look at this. Pulls his phone out. He said, watch this. I was whooping that guy ass, bro. I was whooping him so badly, and I didn't even know it. Didn't even know it.
So you just blocked everything out when you was just throwing your hands.
Pull back two, rolling, making a miss. He would touch me with a jab, I would panic. I would freak out and go defensive crazy. And then I get out in the open and I was just mopping him. I was mopping him badly. And he was like, you don't know, but that guy just fought on ESPN.
That's where you knew him from.
That's exactly. That's where I knew him from. I said, you put me in with a pro? He's like, if I would have told you he was a pro, you would have never got in there. And he was like, JT, this is for you. You meant to do this. And man, bro, I was just like, holy, that was me. I was mopping him. I made it look easy, but I just...
So you, prior to that, you had never recorded yourself or seen yourself in the mirror?
That's shadowbox, obviously. You know what I'm saying? Shadowbox and watch myself movement and stuff like that, but I wasn't fighting. It's different.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's different. I can train all day long.
Yeah,
do the mitt work and everything. Yeah, I can practice, but I had no punches thrown at me. I would get slapped by the mitts, but it wasn't no punch. You know what I'm saying? But everything that he taught me, it was so muscle memory. My body just did what it's supposed to do. I started training more and I wanted to spar more. I wanted to get more comfortable in the ring. So I started sparring a lot. He would put me in there with both his sons. They would whoop my ass every day. I didn't care. I was like, I want to spar. And that's where I got good. My timing got good. I started getting them. I started catching on to them.
Yeah.
My first fight won in 35 seconds. Yeah, bro, I got very good at this thing. He was like, it was only 7 months. All this happened in 7 months.
What do you attribute that quick success to? Was it just determination? You think you were just like legitimately born for it?
Nah, I think I slew Roberto Rios. 100%.
Yeah?
100%, bro. 100%. It was all him.
Damn, yeah. That's what's up. Because 7 months is a short time, man.
Bro, listen, that guy was like a father figure to me, man.
Really?
Was. He still is, you know what I'm saying? But he was there when my dad wasn't. Oh, golly. But you know how in life you feel like you're missing something? And he was like that puzzle piece that I needed in my life at the time.
So you filled a void.
And I wanted to be around him.
Know that
I didn't
really needs to be filled.
I wanted to be around him all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So, and I was just like, I was like a sponge, bro. I was like one of them annoying ass kids. You know? So what now? So I was asking a bunch of questions. So if he does this, what do I need to do this? He said, just for that, I want to know. Tell me.
You still around?
Yeah, he's still around. Rios. I would say Rios like maybe 55, 60, and that he's still like he's 20 years old. He'd be like, I gotta be all tight, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Honeys, JT, I'm like, man, stop, bro. He even got a girl pregnant. I think she was like 20-something years old.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, man, you need to stop this, man. That's my dude, though, man.
So now we're boxing. What was your first like professional fight? Like, or how quick did you go pro?
No, I didn't go quick. I never went pro until I was 35 years old. This is after I got my own gym and everything. What? Yeah, all that time I went. It was 2009. I had my last amateur fight. It was a Florida State championship. I went down. I don't think I really trained for it, like I should have trained for it. I won the whole tournament, and I got the best fighter of the tournament. And I felt like that was the sloppiest I've ever looked in my whole career. But I stopped both my guys, both my opponents. I stopped them. You know, they didn't go the distance with me. So I'm like, maybe that was the reason, but I looked sloppy. Bro, I took a Red Bull in the back. Not a Red Bull, I took a 5 hour. Remember the little 5 hour?
Yeah, little shots.
Yeah, I took a 5 hour shot before the championship fight, bro. I was wired. I had my arms up like this right here. They were stiff. I'm like, what am I doing? But the guy just couldn't handle my power, so I was clipping him bad, and then the referee just stopped it. Bob Nicholson, rest his soul. He stopped the fight because I was just destroying the guy, even with the ugly punches I was throwing at him. And then I got my appendix removed. Right after that, my coach was like, all right, we're going to go pro on Peachtree. We was getting a fight in Georgia, in Atlanta. And what happened? Bad stomach pain. So I was like, I'm going to go to the ER, get some meds. Me and the wife, we're going to go eat something to eat after that. When I got to the hospital, they said, Mr. Taylor, you're not going anywhere. You're about to rupture. Your appendix is about to rupture, and we need to eat it out. I'm like, what? So they put me in, and I got surgery in the morning. I tried to come back to boxing 6 months later. Got hit to the body one time. Bro, it was the worst pain I've ever had in my life. Man, I was like, whoa. And I was healed.
This was sparring or this was fighting?
Sparring. Yeah, I didn't have no fights after that. I just couldn't take a punch to the body. And then I would be sitting here like me and you right now. I'd be sitting here watching TV and wow, I can't sit up. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, it's just the shock wave that I used to get in my solar plex. So I'm like, dang, I can't box no more. Like, I can't. And then my boy Julian, he's show me what you know, because he's doing MMA. And I'm like, ain't no coach. He said, bro, he's an American top team at the time. He said, just show me, because me and Julie been best friends since 9th grade. That's my, we played basketball together. So I'm like, man, I don't, he said, just show me what you know. I said, all right, babe, come to my house and I'll show you what I know. So I started teaching him, and he'll go to ATT and started using what I'm teaching him against their guys. And he started mopping them. So next thing you know, Byron Bird, which is for M1 Global Championships tournament that was going on, he came to my backyard, started coaching him. Same thing I taught him, he started knocking people out overseas in Russia with the same combination that I was teaching him. And then he got knocked out in the last championship fight because he went through, I think, 3 different guys to get to the championship, and then he finally got knocked out. But I started teaching mad guys in my backyard for $10 an hour.
This was in what year?
This is 2010 going into 2011.
So at that point, were you planning on, I can maybe open a gym? You were just like, all right, cool, this is extra bread.
That's it. Extra money, extra $10 here and there, and 3-4 people a day, $40, whatever.
Just to let y'all know if you don't charge that right now.
It's $100 an hour. Yeah, people, I'll be so booked if I said $10 an hour, bro. So Julian invited me to SWAT MMA over in Winter Garden. So I go over there and I'm training, and this guy named Michael Tormey. He asked me, he said, would you like to do a class? No, what do you mean? He said, would you like to teach a class? I can set up a class for you, and you teach, and I pay you $35 an hour. That I would drive over.
How many classes do you need me for?
Yeah, it was 3 classes. So I started teaching, and my class blew up. Everybody started coming to my class, and people started falling in love with my movements, the way I was teaching. People started winning their fights. And then Mike sold SWAT. And when he sold SWAT, he sold it to a guy named Jeff. Jeff was cool, but me and Jeff got into it because Jeff didn't know how to pay people. So I would tell Jeff, I'm like, yo, listen, you gotta cut the check. I'll get to it. He'll pull up and he'll leave. Pull up and leave. I said, Julian, told Jeff. I said, it's not even about the money, because I make money. I said, I even bought a house in Claremont to be closer to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, I don't need the money. I'm deep into engineering. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the principle. If you want me to be here on time, teach the class.
Of course.
And I got 50, 60 students. So you charging $100 a head, you making 6 bands, and you paying me $35 an hour. The money don't add up, but I'm not complaining because I love what I do. Just pay me when I ask for it. When the time is up, pay me my dues.
Cut the check.
It ain't that difficult, bro. You know what I'm saying? You pay me weekly. It was what, $105 that he's supposed to pay me a week? You can't even pay that? And you making $6,000 a month off of my class alone? And I said, Julian, talk to your boy, man, between y'all two. I look. I said, all right. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm out. Grab my belts, grab my trophies, grab my pads. Julian's like, what you doing? I'm done. And all the students is like, the student pass is over. And I said, y'all gonna have to find another boxing coach. Where are you going? I'm like, I'm gonna open up my own gym. I said, I'm gonna figure some things out. I said, I got enough money in the bank right now to open up my own gym. Because I was doing real estate also at the time. I said, but it's gonna take some time for me to get started, so probably in 4 or 5 months I have my own gym. My students was like, I'm quitting until you get your gym open. So I don't know how many students actually left SWAT. He never called me, apologized, or nothing. So I left, and then my boy Bo hit me up. He was like, yo, Jay, there's a gym that's over here in Mineola called Fighting Arts Emporium. And I'm like, what is it? It's a karate school or something? Because I never heard of boxing gym called Fighting Arts Emporium. And he's like, they got some Hapkido stuff going on in here. It looked like a boxing gym. It looked like they got a ring. It's a wrestling ring, but they got a ring and some bags. So I go over there. It looked like a museum. They had a full-blown wrestling ring in there. They had a...
And this is where Technique is now? Or no?
This is Fighting Arts Emporium, right next to Napoli's Pizzeria. Right across where the new racetrack is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that big building right there. It was there. So I go in there. This one guy comes out. He's trained Holyfield. I trained with Tyson. I trained with Larry Holmes. I'm like, you just name dropping. I'm like, for real? You in Mineola? Hey, that's crazy, bro. That's what's up, man. And I'm looking at his car. I'm like, hey, you... Okay. Driving like a Toyota Camry or something like that. Like, it's like an old Toyota beat up Camry. You train them guys and you driving that? Come on, stop lying. Okay, I'm listening. And he was like, I'm taking this kid over here pro. I'm pro, but amateur, first fight. The guy couldn't even jump rope. I'm like, this is that type of gym. So he's at nighttime. So I brought my pro fighter at nighttime and we cracked the guy's rib that we sparred first round. And I'm like, damn. I said, this guy named Ray was there. I said, Ray, is it cool if I work with my guy here? Because you don't got no other work for me. So he said, yeah, do your thing. Just treat my house like your house. All right, cool. So we started doing mid work. Ray was on the other side of the gym. He slid across the ring. Slid across the floor. Got to the ring. He was like, hey, calling everybody over. He said, I ain't seen no work like this since New York. He said, this is the old school boxer right here. So I'm working with him. He's like, where you gym at? I said, my garage. Garage, that's my gym. You know what I'm saying? I'm opening up a gym. I don't know yet. He's like, come in and holler at you. I said, what's up? He said, I want to introduce you to Denise. He said, you ain't got no gym? I said, no. He said, make this your home. I was like, what? He said, make this your house. He said, I'll be your second. I'll step down for you to step up. I'm like, what? I said, so you just gonna give me your whole gym? He's like, yeah. He said, I like what you do, man. He said, we need that around here. He said, I'll be your second. I'm like, so I went home, excited, talked to wifey. She just like, you gonna do what? No motivation, none. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna open up my own gym. Because they're gonna give me the gym. They're giving me the keys. I got a meeting with Denise tomorrow at Graffiti Junction. And she's just like, you really gonna do it? Yeah, I wanna do it. She's like, just do the engineering. Meeting with Denise went amazing. I didn't have to come out of pocket for nothing. It was 50-50. Whatever comes to the door is 50-50. So I'm like, all right, cool. So she's whatever you want to change. I said, first off, I'm gonna get a guy to come in here and weld this dang ring. Because I said, you got a wrestling ring. It's so much bounce in the middle of that ring. It got a spring in the middle of it. So I had a guy come in, go up under the ring, weld it shut, put new one, because there's only 3 ropes. So we lined it up, measured it so that way we can make it 4 ropes. I hosted an event. I put an event together so big that the Florida State Commission came. They tried to shut me down. And they was like, you having an event? I said, yeah, I am. It's a sparring event. But it's an event to bring people to the gym. And he was like, that's not what people are saying. He said, this is going around the state, that you're having a huge event with pros and amateurs. I am. I said, you can sit here and watch, but it's a sparring match. And he was like, you mind? I said, I'll put you in the front. Yeah, so I set him in the front row. I had a live DJ. The DJ was lit, bro. He had the crowd jumping. It was so packed, bro. I had a line outside. Denise was like, wow, JT, this is crazy. She's like, I've never seen a gym this packed. Bro, it was super packed. 8,000 square feet, every bit of it. I had the best fighters in the state of Florida coming to that event. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the local amateurs that was high level that had the most people that it just sold out. And the DJ just made it better, man. He just was like, he had the crowd jumping on both sides. He brought me to the middle of the ring, and he's like, man, this guy's gonna make some, he said, basically, this guy's gonna make some noise here in Mineola. And I was like, welcome to guys. I said, this is welcome to Technique. And
oh, so you had the name already thought out about
it was JT Technical Boxing.
Ah, okay.
But when I was like, welcome to Technique, and I was like, I'm not thinking of it at the time. I'm like, Technique Boxing. And then I said Team Technique first. So I started Team Technique, and then I took Team out and made it Technique Boxing. And then that's when Technique took off, man, because we signed up like 40 people that night.
So this was like, what, like 2010, 2011?
This is 2012.
Oh, it's 2012.
This
okay.
is 2012.
Oh,
yeah.
so that's when the journey started.
That's when the journey started.
So how soon after that did you quit your job?
I didn't quit my job until 2014. I needed to be there in the morning. Remember, I could work all day and work at the gym at nighttime. It was easy for me. But then after I started doing like early sessions, like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and then I go to work. And I had people hitting me up. They wanted to do sessions. I was charging $20 an hour. $20 an hour. And my schedule was filling up, so I was calling out of work. I was making like $18 an hour at the job, you know what I'm saying? I was calling out of work because I had a full schedule. I'm coaching, training, everything. So I'm like, I did it for maybe 5 months.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
So what ultimately gave you that idea? Because you said that was never the goal. Like it was just the fact that he gave you that step down, you step up.
Yeah.
That was what made you think about it, or had you thought about it when you were training people in your garage?
What gave me a goal for us to open up the gym? It was after I started teaching the class and I realized how good I was. When I was teaching the class at SWAT, and I went from, I want to say 10 kids to 60 kids. So I'm like, if I can do it here,
yeah,
I can do my own thing. Yeah. I'm like, I can. And people was calling me, blowing me up. When you opening? When you opening?
And then so how quickly did you start training like pros?
Actually, it was pretty fast for my pros because one of my guys, Carlos, he passed away just recently. He was training amateur, and he was just like, man, I just need to make money. And that's when I learned, don't go for the money. So We took a fight that I know he can win, and we lost. And it was like a big show too. And I'm like, and I didn't know how things operated. I wrapped his hands like an amateur. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at coaches watching me, and they're like, these coaches still to this day there. They're watching me, and they're like, man, this guy don't know what he's doing. And I'm like, I don't. I was just me by myself with my fighter in the pro league, in the pros. And I didn't know what I was doing. I just went in and did it. And it was positions, it was particular parts where I'm like, I'm coaching them. And I'm like, dang, bro, what am I missing? I learned a lot. We took that L, and I thought we was winning the fight. And we was losing bad.
Man.
And we lost. And then I just remember some of the coaches, they was like, you'll get there. I'm just like, I just don't understand it. It's different. It's not the same as that. And that was my first pro fighter, Carlos. But I had Joshua Cordero. He was already a pro, but he couldn't get approved because he got shot in the eye by a paintball. But Carlos was my first pro.
Jeez.
And I was like, I took my time after that. And I was like, I ain't got no more pro. I didn't want to do pros. I want to do amateurs.
So that journey starts. What speed bumps did you run into once that got started?
The gym?
Yeah, the gym. Because now you have, 3, 4 locations? Or
now I'm on my second. I opened up Fusion Excel with Julian.
Okay.
Because I tried to get Julian to leave SWAT when I left SWAT, but he didn't want to leave. So he stayed, and I opened up Technique. And then I opened up Technique, and I opened up Fusion.
Okay.
And then I tried to open up Technique inside of Fusion also to do something outside of MMA. He didn't want to do it, so I opened up Technique in Winter Garden. So now I'm opening up Cocoa Beach, and I sold Fusion. I sold my portion of Fusion.
Oh, so you're not affiliated with Fusion anymore?
I'm still, because they're still paying me.
Technique, Claire or Mineola, Technique, Winter Garden,
Technique, Cocoa
and
Beach.
Technique, Cocoa Beach. How soon does that come?
Cocoa Beach is, we start to build out next month. The supplies don't get here until mid-July. So probably August will be open.
Dang, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to build up that momentum?
That's when Technique actually got established in 2012.
Oh, okay. So when did you move to the building that I know?
The building that was only 7 years ago. So I left Fighting Arts Emporium because they sold the building.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
so when they sold the building, obviously I had to leave, so I moved over to Old Highway 50, behind the warehouses. So
Okay.
there's a tire shop that I was right in front of, so it was in the warehouse. It was hot. But I had one bay. It was like 1,500 square feet. And then I moved to the other side, and they gave me one bay. And then I asked for the next bay over, because I think the rent was like $1,000 for the bay. And then I said, let me get the other bay, because I'm blowing up. The gym is taking off. I've been quit my job. I've been working. I've been making mad money. Then I started training the UFC fighters. They started blowing me up because I got a hold of Jacare Souza. Jacare Souza found me. So Jacare Souza came into the gym, and everybody was going crazy. I didn't know who he was because I don't really follow MMA like that. And he was like, I want to work with you. I said, let's do it. Get in the ring. So about changed his whole stand-up game. We started winning. I've been around Mike Perry for a while. Before SWAT days, you know what I'm saying? I've been around Mike before he even started fighting. Not like hanging out with him, but in the gym when he first started out. But never really had a relationship like that with him. When he got into the UFC, he called me. Like, I want to work with you because I want to do some boxing. I said, let's work. Let's do it. Chemistry was dead on. But all the other fighters, Phil Rowe, Paula Costa came to the gym. Alan Patrick came to the gym. A lot of K1 boxers came over to the gym. Remember, K1 kickboxers. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's an amazing story. You go from engineering to owning a boxing gym, and now you're blowing it up. And so what's the vision like in the next maybe 10 years or so for the gym? Like, is JT going to stop coaching?
Eventually, I want to stop coaching. I just feel like I haven't reached where I want to reach yet. Like some coaches, like, you're already a legend. I'm like, I'm far from it. I'm very far from it. And one of the coaches asked me, he said, why are you in the Hall of Fame? I'm like, how do you get in the Hall of Fame? I thought you had to be old to be in the Hall of Fame. So how do people get in the Hall of Fame so early? And then one coach, I can't think of his name, but he was like, he said, the reason you should be in the Hall of Fame is because you've done way more than the coaches that's already in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, so that's supposed to automatically put me in there. He said, if I show you the credentials of what these guys have done, they have done nothing but amateur stuff. You've been on a world stage. And he's like, you're supposed to be in the Hall of Fame. And I'm like,
who decides that? What committee or what council?
I don't know. I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter who decides it. If they feel like I'm supposed to be in it, cool. If they don't, cool. I'm not really thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Being in the Hall of Fame is more of it's more so you status quo, like you made it. Bro, I'm doing it, man. I'm living it.
So what kind of doors has what you've been doing, has that opened for you, for your family, for the gym?
Oh man, so many doors. Asking, meeting people, the network. My network's so strong right now, bro. If I need anything, I make a phone call.
I can imagine, man. I can imagine. So how did that snowball? Because obviously we know Mike Perry is a big name. You know, he fought Jake Paul.
Yeah, he fought Jake Paul. He fought a whole bunch of guys.
Yeah, so that was like one of the bigger events, one of the biggest, or was that?
It was a big event because of the name Jake Paul.
Just the name.
Luke Rockhold, Strikeforce World Champion, UFC World Champion, beat him. Eddie Alvarez, UFC World Champion, beat him. MVP, not PFL, Bellator World Champion, beat him. Julian Lane, beat him, and then we fought Jake Paul. And then that was a boxing match. If it was a bare knuckle fight, we would have beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different. Mike is a different species, man.
Listen, man, I when I pulled up to your gym in that night session, and I saw him, and then I saw the Ecuadorian cat.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot his name.
Why am I having a brain fart?
I forgot his name, but I saw him.
Yeah.
Then I saw a couple of the other boxers that you had there, and I was like, "Yo, I'm in the wrong spot, man."
Yeah, you and aliens getting it in, though.
What? Listen, man, but I mean, that it was a little intimidating, obviously, because I'm not anywhere near a boxing shape.
Yeah.
I've never boxed a day in my life. I've trained, with you here and there, but nothing ever to the point where I can get into the ring with somebody. So training with them, I was like, man, I can't be no punk. I got to run these drills. I got to do this, because if not, then they're gonna be like, that's that guy. He never showed back up, or he didn't do this. I was like, oh man, so it was intimidating like crazy. But then watching them in the ring, watching them do the mitt work, I mean, I thought it was impressive, man. Like it was ridiculous. I've never been around that environment. You see it on TV,
yeah, but
you know what I'm saying. But to be with them in the same, space and see that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. The work ethic and the passion, the love that they have for it, and then you see it with you too, man. Yeah. Anything you put up on social media. When I've been with you in the gym, like you can just tell, man. It's everything is just like, it's just. You're in love with it.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're in love with it, man. I don't think there's any other phrase that you can say, that I can say, that anybody can say to describe it, but you love it, and it's like bounces off of you. Mm-hmm. And I think you've impacted so many lives.
That's that part. That part right there is like oh man, I cried the other day, man. Thinking about it. I'm emotional as hell. You don't realize it. You don't realize that about me. I cried the other day because one of my students, Junior Olympics, first fight, he goes out. And he's sloppy. He wins. He pulls it off, split decision. Second fight, championship. This is his second fight ever. Never competed. And a lot of coaches coming to me and like, why you bring your students to this fight? Like for the tournaments. I'm like, because I want to put them in the fire. Like you can do a regular show, it's easy because I don't think people are there. Tournament is different when you got to do 2 days and it's crowded. The best fighters come out. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're not going to fight the best fighter. You're going to fight one of the guys that's in your level, right? Yeah. But the pressure, the whole everything, the environment itself is just intense, It's intimidating, but I need to see if you overcome this. This is how I know what kind of person I'm dealing with. He gets in the ring. Well, before he gets in the ring, championship fight, he pulls up to me. I'm like, what's wrong with you? He's like, I'm scared, coach. I'm like,
how old is he?
He's 16 years old, 17 years old. And I can see it in his eyes. He's crying. I mean, he's crying, bro. He's, I'm scared. I say, you got to do it already. It's like being in the gym. No, it's not safe. I'm scared. I've never been scared before. I'm scared. And I talked to him, and I let look me in the eyes, and we had a very serious conversation. They're fighting right next to us. I'm sitting here like this right here on the bench, and we're looking at each other like this right here. And I'm like, what I tell him? I'm like, I said, basically, like, who's here with you? It's like, you, my parents. I said, have you ever fought this kid before? No. Has he ever fought you before? No. I said, does he sleep the same way you sleep probably, right? He's human just like you are, right? He's like, yeah, you're right. I said, what you scared of? I said, you're going to go in that ring and you're going to come out the same way. That's what you're scared of. I said, you might lose. I don't want to lose. I said, it happens. I said, you're not going to go out of here and be undefeated the whole amateur career. I said, it happens very rarely, you know what I'm saying? I said, I came undefeated because I still feel like I lost a lot of fights, but I end up winning, you know what I'm saying? But I said, you're going to lose some, you're going to win some. But you can't take this And you can't be scared going in thinking about losing. Oh, I don't want to lose. No. I said, you're already beating yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I said, stop beating yourself. I said, because this right here could destroy you. I said, this is my thing. You go out here and you give me your best performance. I'm good with the result. Win or lose, I'm satisfied. That's all I ask. Go out here and perform your best. I said, you come out here and you don't listen to nothing I tell you, we're going to rock. And he just looking at me, he's like, I got you, coach. I got you. He came out there and did it.
Made you proud.
Made me proud, bro. And then at the end, oh man, this is why I get emotional. At the end, he comes out of the ring after he got his belt. And everybody's like clapping for him. He just runs to me. He's like, thank you so much, coach. You know, I was like, I broke down when he hugged me. I was like, this is why I do this shit.
So what do you hope your legacy is, man, for your boxing legacy that you leave behind for your kids?
I just want to be known as one of that guy that helped and was just there when nobody else was. It's like, I want to change the community itself, where that each one teach one thing back in the day we used to have, or neighborhood raises kids and stuff like that. I want to go back to that. I want people to realize, man, JT was doing that with all these kids. Yeah, they're like, I'm successful because of you. I think about all the stuff that you tell me and it keeps me in the straight path. It's like, I just want people to, when they look back and they see me, it's like, thank you for everything you've done. I appreciate you. Man.
Hey, man, that's an amazing story, man. And thank you for taking the time to come on here.
No doubt.
I know your story's far from finished.
Yeah.
And you're going to impact thousands of more kids' lives before, you know, you move on and we're no longer here. You know, thank you for coming on.
Of course. I appreciate you inviting me, man.
Nah, man.
I very rarely get my story out. Literally, I don't get my story out.
This is, I think, another way that you impact so many kids in your gym. But for the people who are listening to this or going to watch this, you can impact them.
Yeah.
And you're not even going to be able to take credit for it or know about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're just going to know that JT,
yeah.
You know, I saw you, I heard your voice, and your story resonated with me. Do your students know some of your story?
My closest ones, like Carlos, Joshua, they're like my students that I had since he was like this big.
Yeah.
They know me. They watched me grow into this. So they know what's going on with my life. So they understand me.
Yeah.
They understand.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. So I want to know, where can they find some of this merch that you bought? Because I know you
just launched.
What's clothing, gloves, wraps. What else? Talk a little bit about that before we wrap up.
So Get Technique. It's gettechnique.com.
Okay.
Get TEKNIQUE. It's just Technique brand. But in life, technique is everywhere. And that's why I wanted to make this. It's not just for the gloves, it's for everything in life itself. Like my plan for this is to go on like with ladder drills, anything with football, anything sport related, where it's like, you gotta get technique. Anything you need for athleticism, get technique, bro.
Yeah.
Go to Get Technique. Like, what you mean? Because it's all about technical stuff. So
yeah.
Get Technique, trust me, go get it. So that's why we started. That's why I named it Get Technique, but it's a Technique boxing brand. I can throw something out there.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description when.
Actually, you know what? Whenever this airs and stuff like that, send me the name of the podcast, and then that'll be the promo code.
Okay, dope. That's what's up. You heard it here first.
So, yeah.
Blueprints Podcast is gonna get his own little promo code for Get Technique.
That's it. We'll put Blueprints.
Let's go.
There you go.
That's amazing, JT. Man, thanks again for coming on. Where can they find you at? I know Get Technique, that's got IG.
Yes, Get Technique, IG, also at Technique Boxing, Technique_boxing. Make sure you spell it right, TEKNIQUE. Also, Coach JT knows boxing because I know my stuff, man.
He does, I'm telling you. Google this guy. His hands, I'm telling you, man, never seen anybody with quicker hands than him. So yeah, follow him, Get Technique, get the boxing gear, get the clothing apparel.
Of course.
And don't forget to follow, subscribe, comment, let us know what you thought about the interview. Hopefully it resonates with a couple of y'all listening or watching. All right, we'll see y'all soon. Blueprints Podcast. We out of here. Catch you on the next one.